Good morning to all of those tuning in. This is Lord Lemon, and today we're back to playing Tangled Tower. So last time we arrived at the island and we got to the crime scene and we searched everywhere outside. Now we're gonna continue our search and primarily focus on the inside. So, with that being said, let's get right back into it. Okay, so with the outside at the moment search being had, let's start on the left side. From the bottom, work our way up, then we'll do the right side, work our way up, and then we'll start in the middle. This should be the library. And I wonder if it will actually confirm Hawkshaw was the name, I believe. Where's my evidence? Yeah, Hawkshaw's story. But I don't know.
Books about ancient history, I think?
These books are ancient history. I think they'd crumble into dust if I tried to pick them up.
Good excuse.
Thanks. Books about geography.
Skip. Books about insects.
Well, theoretically. There's not a single book on that shelf.
Huh.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. That's intriguing.
A book on the floor. Fundamental entomology.
I guess somebody dropped it.
Curious.
Books about space.
They're relatively untouched.
Guess someone finds space boring.
Is that a snow globe?
Of sorts.
Oh, it's Tangled Tower.
Hey, look at that. It's a model of Tangled Tower. There's the lake and those weird mountains. What are you thinking?
That would make an amazing souvenir.
Is that it though? Cool, but
What's in those bottles?
I'm not sure. Soil samples? It's an illustrated book about birds.
It's been left open. Looks like somebody was halfway through reading it.
Or it was left open for us to find.
Ever so slightly unnerving.
agreed. Bird book. The ink dip is a remarkably intelligent bird who, with a very long lifespan, even among avian mystids. Other birds are often aggressive towards it, and the ink dip lives most of its life alone. It has a particular feeding habit, and usually only eats seeds of the Tantum amica. Interesting.
A chalkboard.
Is this a library or a classroom?
Oh. No.
Math equations.
Don't look at them for too long. You'll give yourself a headache.
Ouch.
Any idea what this means?
Not a clue.
I'll have to come back
I'm
to
not
this.
sure I learned anything from that.
Now, who are you?
Curious. I would expect bacteria of that nature to thrive in these conditions.
Excuse me.
Taking all the environmental factors into account, there must be something I am still missing.
May I talk to you, miss?
She knows we're here. She just doesn't care.
I am a detective, and I need to talk.
Correction. You do not need to talk to me,
Oh no? How come?
because I am not a suspect. I am completely innocent of any and all crimes.
Thanks for letting me know.
Speaking of which, You have now been at Tangled Tower for over 23 minutes. Surely you have already reached a sturdy hypothesis.
A hypothesis? About the murder?
Yeah, come on, Grimoire, hurry up.
My apologies. Unfortunately, protocol dictates I must at least meet all the suspects. And that includes you. So, could you tell me your name?
Fifi Fellow, microbiologist, inventor, innovator. You will need to be more specific. Oneself cannot be summarized in a single response without doing one a great disservice.
So true.
Well, first of all, you're a fellow. So does that make you the daughter of...
Correct. My father and mother are named Flora and Felix, but you need not question either of them. It will only waste valuable time. Neither of them are capable of murder.
Thanks for the tip.
Fifi, you said you were a micro... something or other?
Microbiologist, but it is an insignificant label. My studies cannot be categorized in any one recognized field.
What made you want to become a scientist in the first place?
I harbor an intrinsic fascination with the microscopic. I constructed my first one at age 10.
Constructed a microscope?
Correct.
And what's that thing on your head? Did you make that too?
My eyesight began to deteriorate when I turned 12. Not satisfied with the eyeglasses prescribed to me, I designed this custom lens instead. It automatically adjusts based on the surrounding light conditions.
Does it glow red when you get angry?
No, but that would be most amusing.
Well, she does seem interesting. I don't think, other than the bird lens, I would ask her anything. Maybe about the damaged tape. She would be best to know how to fix it, to be fair.
What can you tell me about the murder?
What can you tell me about... Wait, that's what I'm supposed to ask you.
Yes, however, you were too slow.
You fancy yourself a detective too, Fifi.
I just need to know what happened.
Me too. So talk.
Fine. I knew ahead of time that Freya was going to be busy with her painting all day, so I had planned to spend the afternoon with Poppy. I was in the library all morning preparing the equipment for an experiment, only to find out that Poppy had made other plans and she was in fact planning to ignore me completely.
Oh.
So what did you do instead?
I locked myself in my room and cried.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Why?
I don't know, it just sounds kind of sad.
It is not unusual.
Oh. Good.
Oh, a statement already.
I was in my room. The lights were off and the door was locked. Someone began banging on the door. I ignored it until the someone began shouting at me. I opened the door. Poppy came into my room. Her makeup was leaking. She told me Freya was dead. I did not believe it. I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in the face. She insisted that we go up to Flora's tower. We left the room, and Poppy's father was waiting outside. He followed us upstairs. When I saw Freya lying on the floor, I was completely and utterly devastated. Then, I took a sample of the red paint on the unfinished painting. Poppy and I took the sample back downstairs to the library. We performed a test and found out that it was, in fact, blood.
You performed that scientific test immediately, even though you were feeling so upset?
Of course. Why would one affect the other?
So, at least we know where the test came from.
Fifi's bedroom should be unlocked now.
Can't wait.
Later. Actually, about the
Do you know
book.
who was reading this book?
It belongs to my mother.
And she left it in the library?
No, my mother has not been in the library for some time.
Intrigued?
This belongs to Poppy. In fact, she owns a number of cassette tapes.
What happened to it, though?
It has been left underwater for an extended period of time.
Right. But why?
I do not know why.
Not helpful, but okay. It's a start. I want to do the bedrooms last, to be honest. Freya's room. Oh. We could maybe learn something.
It's a little wooden box for paintbrushes.
To the casual observer, maybe. They're not real paintbrushes.
Oh.
Looks like they're part of some kind of lock mechanism.
Okay. Intriguing. I'm assuming that goes here. But what goes where after? Are we missing pieces? This is a corner. I'd assume. I don't know.
Nothing.
Did you find a hint on those scraps of paper? It looks like a ripped-up jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah, I figured that, but... Problem is... Okay, that goes there. Okay. The problem is, where does everything go? Maybe? Oh, what a weird puzzle. But okay, I dig it. What? Is it basically saying shortest the tallest? Uh-huh. No, this is pink, right? This would be third. And then one of these two... No. Okay. Okay, we know green is second. This has to be here. That would leave this here. And this... Right?
That was incorrect.
Each brush has various characteristics. Height, bristle shape, paint color, handle color. The information we need is on the paper. Once it's been rearranged, I mean.
Oh, okay. So... Oh, the pink is referring... And the orange is referring to the handle color. Okay. Okay. So, let's start with... the 1, 2, 3. So the middle one, we know is... fan and pink. But we don't know the color or the height. Okay, we can knock off the first one. It has to be this one. Because it has to be the shortest with the orange. So it has to be here. Okay, the next one is green. But that leaves us two options. Either this one or this one. And the next one is fan, but with pink. That leaves, again, both. But that would have to eliminate... not necessarily, not yet. The next one has to be blue. But the next one has to be... this. So this has to be here, right? So that means the other blue has to be here. This has to be here.
That's done it.
Hey!
Neat.
I got it!
What was in the box?
Just a photograph.
Oh.
Well, most of a photograph.
Oh. There's someone else here, though. A photograph of two young girls, one with red hair, the other one with green hair. The photo has a large piece missing. It seems to be ripped off. Well, that's Freya. That's the girl we just met. But there's someone else here.
That painting is really something.
Why would you want it looming over your bed like that?
Maybe Freya enjoyed the atmosphere it creates.
The atmosphere of chaos and oppression?
Hang on. There's a smaller version down by the floor.
It's a photograph.
Photo of painting. A small photograph of Freya's abstract painting. A piece of adhesive tape is stuck on it. Lines have been drawn with black ink around the edges. Interesting. Oh, wait. I didn't know you could do that. Intriguing.
It's a little glass box.
I think it's a vivarium.
Come again?
See the leaves and twigs in there? Might have been for keeping insects.
That's weird.
What did you find in the drawers?
Nothing. They're completely empty.
That is kind of weird.
Not the kind of lamp I choose for my bedroom, but fair enough.
It's cool. Looks like old mining equipment or something.
Drawings taped up on the wall.
What's that one on the left?
Looks like two people standing together in a garden. One of them's holding a red rose.
Oh, that's Poppy. That's the gardener. Fifi. And that's a hawkshaw. Huh. A drawing of man with a woman in a garden. He's holding a rose. Drawing of Fifi. A drawing of Detective Hawkshaw.
It's a fish, I think?
I think it looks more like a whale.
I would say a car, to be honest.
Fine, it's a whale.
Could also be a shark.
Actually, that's a fair point.
Freya's bear.
Looks pretty depressed.
He's had a rough couple of days.
Fair. I gotta go back to talk to Fifi. Talk to him in a second.
A little hand-painted statue.
How can you tell it's hand-painted?
Well, the paints are right there on the desk. Also, I mean, no offense, but you can just tell.
Ooh, ouch. Painted model. A wooden carving of a man holding a sword. The model has been hand-painted, but the paint is not skillfully applied. Yellow, blue, black, and white paints were found nearby. Intriguing.
The entire room is made of wood.
Oh, it's not just made of wood. I think it's the actual hull of a ship.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Nice. A real treasure chest.
How do you know there's treasure in there?
Why else would it be locked? Plus, there's a treasure map hanging directly above it. What's the deal with that painting on the front?
Not sure. We should check that treasure map too.
Okay. So there's a few serpents, but one near an island. I would assume it has to be H3 or I3. Let's go. Let's try H3. North, I guess?
Nothing.
Did you check the treasure map for clues? And what about that painting on the chest itself?
Yeah, it has to be this archipelago. I'm gonna change the I and then hit south.
Still locked.
I think there's a connection between the painting and the treasure map. Like they're different versions of the same thing, maybe?
Wait, north, I, 4? I wonder if it's talking about the perspective of this island. So where you're looking. So where you are and where you're looking.
That was incorrect.
The padlock has 3 different inputs. A letter, a number, and a compass direction. It's just a grid reference for the map.
Okay, but why? It's the only one that makes sense. Is this actually south?
That was
The
incorrect.
padlock has 3 different... just a grid reference for the map.
Not sure. Could be either yourself, I guess.
That was
The
incorrect.
padlock has 3 different inputs. A
Yeah,
letter's just a grid reference.
I get that, but I don't know what it would be.
That
The
was
padlock's just a grid reference for the map.
I honestly don't. I could try a few combinations until I get it, but that wouldn't be any fun. Honestly, this is tougher than it seems. Because it has to be this archipelago, right? Because, okay, my reasoning is this is the island with the X, right? You see the serpent on the right, the mountain on the... Sorry, the serpent on the left, the mountain on the right, and the forest in the background over there. Or... Hold on. What if I'm looking at this one? What about the sizes? Because it looks like the serpent is the closest, the mountain is further away, and the trees in the background. Are there multiple solutions? The only other one I can see is here, where if you're looking west, it would have all the conditions. Same here, but also have the distance. So H6 and then west? It's worth a try.
There we go.
That's correct.
Perfect. What was in the box?
More wooden models. These are a little different to the one on the desk.
Painted models. There's 4 of them. One representing a child with green hair, a woman with gray, a red and white bird, a broad-shouldered man. So, Freya, her mother, father, and then the bird I'm assuming from the book. Wooden models have been painted. The paint is not skillfully applied. The pot of red paint and brush is lying nearby. The brush has some dried red paint on it. Interesting.
What is it?
He's an imp.
What does he do?
Well, if you tell too many lies, he appears at the end of your bed in the middle of the night.
Oh,
Creepy.
it's a barometer, but it's broken.
I've never seen a barometer that wasn't broken.
I'm actually not sure what a barometer
The
does.
entire room is made of wood.
Oh, it's not just made of wood. I think it's the actual hull of a
Oh,
ship.
okay. Let's just talk to the guy.
Sir? Can you hear me? I'm Private Detective Grimoire. I have some questions for you.
Grimoire. Good mysterious name. I'd rather like it. Felix Fellow at your beck and call.
And, this is my colleague, Sally.
Yeah, that's a perfectly good name as well.
Thanks.
If you would, Mr. Fellow, we really need to ask you about the murder.
Well, I must say I'm rather jealous of you two.
Oh yeah? Why's that?
Out here solving mysteries, exploring new places, uncovering secret rooms, hidden treasures. That's what life is all about.
Secret rooms?
Generally speaking, you know, that sort of thing.
So, Felix, what exactly do you, do?
Is it not obvious? I'm an explorer. Explorer slash treasure hunter. Yes, well, best in the world.
We're talking like curse statues, spike pits.
It's a little more sophisticated than that. But I've certainly seen my share of danger, if that's what you're asking.
And, if I may ask, when did you retire?
You listen here. I may be between ventures right now, but it's simply not in my nature to stay in one place for too long. I go wherever the winds of destiny take me.
Don't you live here with your wife and daughter?
Yes, well, the Fellow family has certain loyalties, and with Flora the way she is,
Nothing wrong with raising a family, Mr. Fellow.
don't misunderstand me. Fiona and Flora are my entire world. They are the greatest treasure of all.
Uh-huh.
Well, he might be a little exaggerative, but at least he cares about his family, it seems.
Why on earth would you want to know about that?
The murder of Freya Fellow. The reason we're here.
Ah, right. Nasty business. Very unfortunate. I regret that I can't be of any help, but I wish you all the best in your investigation.
Hear that, Grimoire? We're done here. Let's go.
It's a simple question, Felix. I'm sure you're up to it.
Well, there's not much to tell. Mostly, I was in my room by myself, working on Flora's, working on a project.
Your room is quite close to Flora's tower. You didn't hear anything unusual?
What qualifies as unusual?
What have you got?
Statement
It
time.
was dusk. A feeling lingered in the air. Malevolent? Perhaps. Uncertain as life itself.
Abridged version, please.
Right. Fine. I heard someone heading down the stairs, just outside my room. The footsteps were calm, orderly, so I thought nothing of it. Shortly afterward, I heard a second set of footsteps, going the same way. This time I could tell just from the sound that something was wrong. So I looked out into the hallway. I got a glimpse of Poppy disappearing down the staircase to the floor below. Didn't know what to make of it, to be honest. I thought perhaps she'd had a disagreement with Fitz, as I know those two are close. So I looked into his room, just in case, but it was empty, as was the garden beyond his window. Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to find Professor Pointer, so I escorted her. We went into Flora's room. Poor Freya was laying on the floor. Fiona, Poppy, Fitz, and Pointer were there already. Flora, too, of course. Soon enough, everyone else made their excuses and left.
Including you?
Not I. I stayed. Flora needed me.
Interesting. Tell me about the painted models.
I've been carving for a couple of years now. I was hopeless when I started, but it didn't take me long to master it, as you can see.
Sure.
Do you paint them yourself, too?
I do indeed. Freya kindly taught me the basics. Nowadays, I can make just about anything I can imagine. Of course, this particular model is a self-portrait based on hard fact.
Hard fact, huh? So, you own a sword, Felix?
Of course. I own a great many. But my weapons are stored well away from Tangled Tower. Safety first and all that.
Sure.
Ah, you found it. What do you think, huh? I had to rush the final touches a little bit. It turned out all right, though.
What's it supposed to be?
It's Flora, of course, surrounded by all her favorite people.
It's actually kind of cute and heartwarming, to be honest.
It would have been a beautiful painting, as rather a shame Freya was unable to finish it.
Nothing about it seems strange to you.
Well, all these modern paintings are slightly strange, aren't they? The emotion of the piece taking over from, say, anatomical accuracy.
What about the knife in Flora's hand?
A knife? That's what you see?
You don't?
Well, as I was saying, Freya's artistic approach distorts certain shapes. Hard to say exactly what we're looking at.
Oh. That might not be a knife at all. In painting, you do have... Oh, I don't know what it's called. But it's this triangular metal tool. As not being a huge painter, it could be that tool. Not that I remember what it's called. Okay, let's go back to Fifi for a moment. I have a few things I want to ask. Not the painted models, right here.
This photograph is my favorite photograph.
So, why'd you rip it in half?
That was not me. Besides, it was not a half that was ripped off. It was only a third. I believe Freya was attempting to communicate something through this painting.
Any idea what it was?
I am not the person to ask. All I see is a blood-red mountain with angry storm clouds brewing above it. As such, I cannot ascertain any meaning from it whatsoever. There is a drawing of me, a drawing of Detective Hawkshaw, and a drawing of Poppy and Fitz.
Wait, why the hesitation?
Freya is normally highly skilled at capturing someone's likeness, but in this painting, she has accidentally made Flora look quite young.
I think she was just being kind.
Why is that kind? Anyway, I'm far more interested in what Flora is holding. I performed the test on the red paint myself. I discovered that it was in fact not paint, but blood.
What made you want to test it in the first place?
It was Poppy. She told me she thought the painting looked like a bloody knife. I told her not to be ridiculous. My mother owns no such knife. But then I noticed that the color was slightly too dark, and the substance itself was overly viscous.
You noticed that just from looking at it once?
Of course.
As I suspected, I think it's actually a painting tool. Meaning, if we actually go back up, I wonder if we can find it.
That's the only door in and out of the room.
It's also on the floor.
Sure is. Guessing it's not supposed to be down there.
Curious? Curious. Huh. Next room? Might as well. Ah, the music room.
Are they paper lanterns?
Whatever they are, I like them. It's like a little parade of floating spirits.
They are beautiful.
Oh, whatever it is, it's playing a little trumpet.
While it is the music room, he's gotta practice.
That is fair.
What's with all the broken glass?
A statue of a strange creature holding a large horn. There's a noticeable crack running along the length of the statue's horn. Inside the horn and on the ground below are various shards of cracked glass. I noticed that as I was investigating the statue.
Who plays the violin, I wonder?
It's pretty dusty, so I'm guessing nobody.
Fair.
Sheet music. It's handwritten.
That's a lot of notes. Looks pretty difficult.
Probably why they're on the floor.
Not much else to look at, so Miss Poppy.
Are you a ghost?
Sally! That's rude! Unless she is a ghost.
It may come as a disappointment, but I am alive.
Ah,
That makes you a suspect, I'm afraid.
I know.
what's your name?
My name is Poppy. I'm a pointer. And a pianist.
We'll need to ask you a few questions about Freya.
I know.
Hey, you're pretty good.
All in the wrist. And 13 years of dedicated practice.
She does creep me out a bit. Not as much as what's her name again? Flora?
Alright, Poppy's bedroom is unlocked.
I wonder what's in there.
In a second.
I'm just me. There's nothing to know.
How are you related to the other pointers?
My father is Percival Pointer. The professor spends most of his time hidden away in his tower. Barely speaks to anyone these days. Especially not the fellows.
Do you get on with the fellows?
2 of them. Fifi and Freya are my closest friends. We all turned 19 last year.
Do people ever leave Tangled Tower? I don't mean to be rude. It's just, if you're 19...
You don't have to answer that, Poppy.
It's a fair question. I'd like to move away. Definitely. Fifi, Freya, and I would often talk about it, argue about it. Freya wanted to leave, but Fifi... things are more complicated for her.
What about now?
After what happened, I really don't want to stay here much longer.
I mean, that is fair.
3.5 hours of piano practice, soon as I wake up. Same as always.
3.5. Does that not hurt your hands?
Sure.
And you do this in the music room?
No, I prefer to practice in my room. When I make mistakes, I like to make them in private.
What did you do after that?
I was supposed to meet Fifi in the library, but I totally forgot. When I finally got down there, she'd already gone. I checked her bedroom, but it was locked.
Was Fifi not in there?
No idea. She keeps her door locked either way. So I went back upstairs and out into the moonlight garden.
The what?
The little garden on the roof outside my room.
Was it just you up there?
No. Fitz came outside after a while. His room's on the other side. He's been teaching me about flowers.
So, did you talk to him?
Not really.
You ignored each other.
I didn't say that. Fitz and I were up in the moonlight garden most of the afternoon. Then we heard this sound. Lasted about 3 seconds. I've been trying to decide how to describe it, but I'm struggling. It was like something drilling into a piece of metal, but different. Worse. I was pretty sure it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there to check. Her door was locked. Nobody was answering. I knew Freya and Flora were both supposed to be in there, so I made Fitz kick down the door. I went inside. Freya was lying on the floor.
Flora was in the room too?
Yeah. I think she realized what had happened at the same moment I did. I didn't know what to do, so I ran downstairs to get Fifi. Her door was still locked, but I knocked and shouted at her. Eventually, she let me in. The lights were off, but I could see she'd already been crying. I told her what had happened. She didn't believe me. She got angry. First time I've ever seen her angry. I dragged her out into the hall. My father was there too, for some reason. The three of us went back up to Flora's tower. Then Felix arrived. He had Penny with him. Fifi had this idea. She wanted to do some kind of scientific test. She took me down to the library. We were in there about 15 minutes. After she was done, she went back upstairs and I went back to my room.
That's it?
That's it.
Interesting.
Don't look at me. I didn't break it.
Does anybody else use the music room?
Yes. I don't know who, but I can tell when somebody else has touched the piano.
Intriguing.
This is a photo of Fifi and Freya, right?
Yeah,
How come you're not in it? You're friends with them too, aren't you?
I'm not really one for photographs.
Fifi looks like she really admires Freya.
Fifi's loyalty to Freya is unshakable. Hey, that's me. Not a bad likeness.
It looks like you're standing in a rose bush.
Is there something wrong with that?
Aren't they prickly?
I think everybody sees something different.
Did Freya ever tell you what she saw in it?
Not exactly. She said something about it being from a recurring nightmare.
Sorry, but if it was from a nightmare, why would you paint it and leave it in front of your bed?
Maybe she wanted to take control of it. Giving something a physical form can make it easier to deal with. Well, sometimes.
That is kind of true, I guess. But as of now, there's nothing else to really talk to about. Last room, I suppose. The aviary. It's beautiful.
Check out that butterfly.
Looks evil.
Yeah.
Wow, judgmental.
I'm sorry.
They're bird cages. But the birds are coming and going freely.
Is that a metaphor?
Oh, it totally is.
Look, if a butterfly is flying above me, that motherfucker looks evil.
My little writing desk. It's kinda cute.
There's nothing written in the book, although someone's torn a page out of the middle.
Intriguing. I wonder what the page is.
Bird diagrams. Hand painted.
They're beautiful. Someone really knows their stuff.
What the hell are those things?
An especially fancy cage.
And it's home to 3 especially fancy birds.
3 brightly colored birds in a heavy ornate cage.
Oh, just beautiful. What is it?
Huh?
Sort of a delicate jade, but with a little seafoam green, is that right?
Sorry?
Your hair, dear! Which shade do you use? It's lovely! And that shape, you're really pushing the envelope.
Oh, thanks. I do what I can to offset Grimoire's beige on brown ensemble.
Detectives don't need to be brightly colored. We prefer to blend into the background.
Oh, you're the detective? Delightful. Penny Pointer, pleasure.
Is that short for Penelope?
Officially, yes, but I never can be bothered with all 4 syllables of it. Penelope sounds a little ostentatious coming out of the mouth, don't you think?
Sure. Yeah.
She's intriguing?
20-something, Aquarius, love to travel, and nearly all of my friends are birds.
Travel? Where to?
Anywhere at all, as long as it has species worth studying. Ornithology, they call it. I call it the only thing I've ever been good at.
And have you studied the birds here at Tangled Tower?
But of course! Where else do you think I developed my love of the field? No matter where I go, I always find myself coming home to Tangled Tower.
Because of the birds.
Oh, no, because of him! Silly to admit, but I suppose I can't bear for us to be apart.
Who are you talking about?
Oh, don't you know? My fiancé, dear Fitz. He's not really the traveling type, you see.
Fitz fellow.
The very one.
You're engaged to a member of the Fellow family? That's interesting.
I'm not especially interested in whatever tedious feuding goes on between our 2 families. Fitz and I find it much easier to stay out of it altogether.
Oh. Okay.
I woke early and headed down into the greenhouse to see Fitz. He's always there, crack of dawn, every morning like clockwork.
How come?
It's where he's happiest. That, and he has a great deal of work to do every day, watering, pruning, mulching, whatever that is.
Do you help him with the work in the greenhouse?
Oh, no. I wouldn't dream of it. I'd probably break something.
So, you stayed with Fitz the whole day?
No. In the early afternoon, he went back inside. Rather suddenly, as it happens.
Did he say why?
He didn't. Probably just a touch of heat stroke, the poor dear. He's more delicate than you'd think.
What did you do after that?
Let's see. I returned to the aviary to feed my birds.
And how many birds are you responsible for?
Officially 4, but in truth it's more like 400.
Can they not feed themselves?
Of course. And they often do. But I think they just like the company. As do I. Sometime in the evening, I left the aviary and headed back towards my room. But in the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs. He was muttering something. Seemed a bit upset, the poor dear. I followed him down, but the grand hall was empty by the time I got there. Empty aside from Detective Hawkshaw, who was loitering over by the library. I don't know what it was, but she looked a little lost. I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the Fellow Tower. I ran up the stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path. For some reason, he was coming out of Fitz's bedroom. He looked rather lost, too. I told him I was looking for Uncle. He suggested we look up in Flora's tower room. We could see from the hallway. The door was off its hinges. I knew then something was terribly wrong. A moment later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya. Uncle Pointer was there. Fitz, too, standing over in the corner with Fifi and Poppy.
What about Flora?
Of course, silent as ever. Uncle suggested we should leave. Give the others some space, you know. So he and I both returned to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
Hmm. Interesting. Hmm.
I must say the girls are awfully well behaved today. I think they know we're in the presence of company.
They belong to you. Why do you keep them in a cage?
They need a special diet, particular treatment. I let them out to fly occasionally, of course. But they're all one of a kind. I couldn't let anything happen to them.
Do they have names?
Of course. Let me introduce you to Tabitha, Tamara, and Tatiana.
I've already forgotten all three of those names.
Which one is which?
Oh, that's simple. Tatiana is the oldest, Tabitha is the most patient, and Tamara has the best sense of rhythm.
Glad we cleared that up.
What about the one on your head?
On my head? He's just my hat. He doesn't have a name. Who would name their hat?
Okay. But who's the fourth bird?
Somebody taking an interest in extinct animals.
Extinct.
Oh, yes. The book is very old. Most of the birds in it are long gone.
Well, what about this bird, though? The ink dip.
This one was thought to be extinct for a long time. Then one was found here at Tangled Tower.
So it's not extinct.
You misunderstand. It was the last one. The very last.
Oh.
And you also have to remember there's two types of extinction. Actual extinction and being functionally extinct. Which is essentially when a population doesn't have enough to sustain itself. That's about it. We gotten statements from everyone. Still missing.
We can get into Penny's room now.
Now, like, right now?
Later. We actually covered good ground today, I think. Got a few more subjects? Suspects, I should say. Oh, okay, we can actually look at this. Close friend. Out of all the suspects we have so far, I don't think any of them killed her. Odd, I know, but... Yeah, we can see everything. This is actually really cool. Oh, they're the ones who are married. They probably said something about it, but shows you how much I was paying attention. We don't have much about Hackshaw, which is interesting. Fiancé. Okay. We can see where everyone went, which is fascinating. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Go over the art gallery. Felix is next. Our main idea with Felix was that he still stubbornly wears his adventurer outfit, even though he's stuck indoors. I wanted Felix to look powerful, but somewhat gone to seed with age. Early on, he was a sailor, and had a lot more nocturnal elements in his design. Oh, nautical, sorry. Looks rather sad though. Now that is a really cool Fifi concept. Fifi was initially conceived as a character who would remain sitting down while you talk to her. I figured it would be fun for her to fiddle with a microscope or organize papers on a desk. Eventually I changed my mind, but perhaps this is why Fifi is so short. Oh, we already went over him. Here we go. I thought it'd be fun if Penny had multiple birds about a person with whom she can speak during conversations with Grimoire, perhaps even interrupting her mid-sentence. This eventually boiled down to the one bird on her head, and instead of talking to it, the joke became that Penny simply treats it as if it were a normal hat. That's actually kind of cool. My first concept for Poppy was someone who really doesn't want to talk to you. Instead, she resolutionarily faces her piano, protected by a shroud of hair that falls in the way to the floor. Oh, all the way to the floor. All this added up to give a ghostly appearance, and by extension, Poppy's music room became something you might find in a haunted mansion. And that's it so far. Got locations, we got clues. But again, we can cover that next time. Later on down the line. But for now, the story is, I would say, still in the infancy, as we learn more about the coming and goings of everyone and what they were doing. But things are definitely getting interesting, to say the least. Next time, we're going to tackle the top of the right tower, and then we're going to cover the rooms and the secret garden. But I have a suspicion that there's going to be another secret room right under the garden, in between all the bedrooms. I don't know though. But I suppose for now we should end it here. So, thank you for tuning into the frequency. This is the Rebel Lemon signing off. So, good night and sweet nightmares.